Hello guys, and happy Tuesday, happy new week-ish. Yes, 6th week of quarantine. I know that this is kind of how we lead into every day, how long we've been in quarantine, but that number is real. It has been 6 weeks, not 3,653 days or whatever, but it's been a while, and we know that there's a lot of implications around that, being isolated for that long. And to get real with you for a second, everyone's feeling it, and we are here for you. We want you to know that we want to be more than just fitness coaches to you guys. There's a lot going on, and we're always here as an ear to listen. So on top of that, we're kind of proud to announce that we're going to be doing a mental health snack or mental health series on Thursday, where we have a trained professional coming in to kind of give us some guidance through kind of what we're feeling. So what we're going to do is a quick little 15-minute movement snack, some flow, kind of get the blood flowing a little bit, and then just kind of open up about how we're feeling. No requirement to share, no requirement to open up all the way, but please just come and show up and just let's talk on a different level. I know we're very comfortable as a community together, but we will be guided through some mental health processing stuff, again, with a little bit of a movement snack. That is on Thursday at 5 p.m. We would love for you to be there. So hope to see you on that call. It will be a Zoom call, same number you use for the workouts. Again, Thursday, 5 p.m. On a lighter note, we have counted our April Madness scores up, and we have a new leader in the clubhouse. Jacked and Alone has taken over quarantine for first. The other other 3 teams are not far behind. Remember the support your local box, what you did yesterday. Are you logging that? Have you signed up on the CrossFit Games website? Every single person that logs their workouts adds 50 points to their team's score. So that can have a huge impact on the final standings. Again, even if you're in last place, you could overtake the first place team if you are diligent and your whole team gets on that logging. So do it, okay? Hopefully yesterday you got outside, some great weather for your run or your bike ride, or even if you rode outside, it was awesome. Much more of that to come. I feel like winter is over, knock on wood, maybe not, definitely not in Colorado, but it feels great to kind of have some good weather back, especially when we're still in quarantine. All right, so let's talk about today. We have an 8-minute EMOM for you to start, okay? Upside down stuff, some skills. We will break these down in a second, but this is what they look like. First minute, 5 handstand push-up negatives. 5 seconds on that descent. So what that's gonna look like is you're gonna kick up to a wall. If you have a wall, if you have a safe wall in your house or maybe outside, you're gonna create a 5-second negative, keeping a nice neutral neck, touch the top of that head after 5 seconds, and then you're gonna come out of that or roll off the wall and kick right back up and do it 4 more times for a total of 5 in that 1 minute. That transition time and kicking off of the wall takes some time too, so make sure you're kind of kicking right back up. If you're super macho and you feel like you can do a handstand push-up out after that negative, then wow, first of all, but that's okay, I guess, all right? The substitution here would be pike negatives, which I will show you in a second, okay? The second minute of this EMOM is a 30-second handstand hold. Again, kicking up, this time just holding that for 30 seconds. You can do that also in a pike position off of your couch. We'll show you what that looks like here in a few minutes as well. You'll go through each one 4 times for a total of 8 minutes, every minute on the minute, okay? Then today, 3 rounds for time, 5 movements here. We're gonna start with 10 chair dips, follow that with 15 push-ups, follow that by 20 bent over rows, follow that with 25 reps of plank shoulder taps, and then yes, your 1 minute wall sit. That is gonna hold constant for everybody, so you will do a full 1 minute. If you have to break it and kill some time, you still need to be in that for 1 total minute. So if you have to shake it out at 30 seconds, remember you'll still have 30 seconds to go on that, all right? You're gonna repeat that 3 total times. One thing I want you to focus on here, and then I'm gonna drill home later when I break down the movements, is your elbows today. Every single one of these, minus the wall sit, is gonna have an elbow requirement, right? So with the chair dips, keeping those elbows in close when you're dipping. With the push-ups, we've talked about this a lot, keeping those elbows in as you push up. The bent over rows, same thing. We don't flare out to the side when we row, we keep them in close. Okay, the shoulder taps, as you hold that position, elbows in close. That's gonna be a key throughout this thing for shoulder health and just for quality of movement through the right range of motion. All right, let's talk about what this stuff looks like. Okay, so for our EMOM today, 8 minutes. Again, that first minute is going to be 5 negatives of 5 seconds each. Again, the recommendation is to come off the wall there. If you can do a handstand push-up to get back up, that's great, you're strong, but don't waste your energy here. Okay, they're gonna look like this. You're gonna kick up to the wall, maybe a trusty little ab mat underneath or a mat for when you come down on your head, but it's a good 5-second count once you've reached full extension up top, okay? Looks like this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, okay? From here, off the wall, kick back up again. 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, okay? And back up. I would say make sure you don't waste too much time when you come back down and kick back up, because remember you have 1 minute here to get 5 of these in. That's 25 seconds under tension, but that transition is going to account for some time too. So make sure you transition and kick right back up, okay? The substitution that we have here for our 5 handstand push-up negatives, if you don't feel comfortable or proficient doing that, or simply you just don't have a wall, what we can do is a pike push-up negative, or just some pike push-ups in general. So what those look like, okay? Remember, we're gonna get as close into our legs as we can with our hands, okay? And our head is gonna stay nice and neutral, so it's down, not looking up, and we're going to do this number. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, and down. Walk it out a little bit, come back up, repeating the same thing. Now, if that's difficult or we just don't quite have that movement or that negative, you can work on kind of a little bit more of a pike, or less of a pike, sorry, and just do some pike push-ups. Okay, definitely still demanding those same muscles as it would for handstand push-up or handstand push-up negative. All right, the next minute in the EMOM is 30-second handstand hold. Same thing, kick up to the wall, this time hold in that fully extended position for 30 seconds. So, simply, it is 30 seconds here. Okay? Now, if in your home or apartment or wherever you're at, outside you do not have that, obviously we can hold off of a box in a pike position. Think about getting your hips over your knees. Your knees over your hips, over your shoulders. Okay, we can use a couch. It just so happens we have a couch. So I'm gonna demo what that might look like for 30 seconds here. Okay? Toes in. Okay, remember, I'm not way out here. I'm in this pike position. Holding for 30 seconds, guys. That's what your EMOM looks like today for 8 total minutes. I just worked for like a minute and I'm sweating, so it's gonna be demanding on your shoulders, and it actually will be a lot more work than you think. All right, back to the whiteboard to remind you of our workout of the day. Remember, 3 rounds per time here, 10 chair dips, followed by 15 push-ups, 20 bent over rows, 25 plank shoulder taps, and then that inevitable 1 minute wall sit, okay? That 1 minute wall sit, make sure you're coordinating with your coach to check their time so you can see what's a minute, or you have your own timer nearby. All right, let's talk about the chair dip, okay? This is written as a chair dip, so obviously for your convenience, you probably have a chair, I'm guessing, in your place, but if not, obviously a couch or a bench. Here in the gym, our standard benches are perfect for this. What I want you to think about when you're doing that chair dip is that you have something that's not too high. If I had a chair that's this high, I'm not gonna be able to get into that position unless I kind of like muffled up into it, right? So make sure it's something like below our hip so that we can get into the correct position, which looks like this, okay? Our hands are kind of right outside of our ass, maybe right underneath our ass, keeping those elbows in close. You've heard that many times now today. You're gonna hear that with the push-ups, you're gonna hear that with the bent rows. Generally, elbow flaring is a bad thing. We don't wanna do it. So, with this chair dip, again, just told you where those hands should be, not out, not getting into a bad position, but right underneath those hips. I'm going to walk my legs all the way out for kind of a true RX chair dip, and I'm going to find a 90-degree angle with my elbow joint. Keeping it in close, dipping down, extending all the way up. Now, if that gets difficult, which it is a hard movement if you're doing the full range of motion, one thing we can do is bring our knees closer to our body or closer to our chest for a scaling option. If If that's too easy, maybe 1 and 1. Again, just focused on elbows in here and getting to that 90-degree angle, okay? Focus on locking that elbow out, all right? Next, push-ups. At this point, you should be able to teach us how to do push-ups. We've done so many. You should know the standards here. But what I want you to focus on again, elbows, 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 in close, squeezing those quads up off the ground. So, looks like this. Starts in that up position. I'm in a good hollow position. Notice I'm not here. I'm good and hollow. I go down, keep those elbows in close. Touch that chest. Keep those quads up. If I'm going to be scaling this, knees drop, same thing here. My butt's not way up. I'm just kind of in this flat position, touching the chest, still keeping my quads squeezed up off the floor. Okay, 15 total push-ups there. Next is the bent row for 20 with the bent row. Again, talking about elbows, talking about keeping them in close as I get a glare in my face, but also thinking about how we're going to set ourselves up to be in that bent position. We want a hip hinge, okay, but we also want to keep our knees soft too. So soft knees and a hip hinge. We're going to row right to that sternum, right under that nipple line here, okay? So it looks like this. Notice how I'm kind of squeezing at the top for a quick second, not going through super fast. All right, squeeze at the top. We haven't been getting enough pulling, if anything, in this quarantine time. Make sure you focus on quality here, okay? 25 plank shoulder taps is the last one before our 1-minute wall sit. Remember what that's going to look like is here, getting in that good hollow position again, tapping each shoulder, 25 total times. Notice how I get a little rhythm back and forth to tap. It's kind of the same thing when you're upside down on the wall as well. Okay, 5th movement in this 3 rounds for time is going to be that wall sit. So let me get this set up accordingly so you can see me. Okay, making sure that we are getting into that squat position, so i.e. below parallel. And then I'm sitting, squeezing, pushing into this wall, keeping my hands off of my legs to support. Try to keep them up that whole minute. Good little trick is spend 20 seconds in one leg, 20 seconds in the other, but don't press into them. All right, that would be what 1 round through looks like. You're going through 3. For the warm up today, keeping it simple-ish, we're gonna go through 20 high knees in place, 20 butt kickers in place, 10 inchworms, 10 squat walks to the right, 10 squat walks to the left, and then if you have that dumbbell or odd object, we're just gonna do 5 single arm presses. If it's an odd object, you can just do 5 in front. So real quick, what that's gonna look like here, our high knees in place, get them high, our butt kickers, kick that butt. Okay, inchworms, starting with our hands in close to our body, walking them all the way out, okay, walking them all the way back. 10 total there to get those shoulders nice and warm, get that core ready. After that, a squat walk. Remember, we usually do this with a band. That's okay if you don't have one. Get down to that squat position, stay in the squat position, walk to the right. Okay? Do the same thing 10 ways back to the left, 10 each way. Last but not least, odd object or a dumbbell, just a single arm press. 5 on each side. Repeat it 2 times through to get warm. You guys have a great Tuesday. Hope to see you guys soon. Get outside. It's supposed to be an awesome week. And pick it up, Quarantine. We fell behind. We'll be back.